Welcome. I don't exactly remember how many months after I'm doing a cricket live like this, and used to do the 5 on 5 and stuff like that almost regularly and spend time with you all breaking news and doing stories. Obviously, since then I've moved on, and now the team of reporters are so good, whether it is Shubhan, whether it is Devashish, whether it is Shomik, whether it is someone else in the team, Gargi, Ishan. There are so many good reporters in the team that, frankly, I am not needed. आई एम नॉट नीडेड टू डू एनी क्रिकेट लाइव, सो मुझे तो करना ही नहीं पड़ेगा. बट फिर भी आज सचिन तेंदुलकर का जन्मदिन है. आई मीन ऑब्वियसली माय फेवरेट क्रिकेटर ऑफ ऑल टाइम, जिनका ऑटोबायोग्राफी मैंने लिखा है. सो मैंने सोचा, और कल मेरा किताब बैंड भी मैंने लॉन्च किया है, जहाँ पे मैंने एग्जैक्टली सच जो था वो मैंने बता दिया है. सो आई थिंक आई ओwe it to myself, to my team, to come and do this live. And again, I will start doing live because this is something I absolutely love doing. So answering your questions, answering every possible query that you all have, and tell you some stories that possibly you all don't know. So let me start with the first story for Sachin Tendulkar's birthday. By the way, let me just check. I mean, let's sort of keep it very informal. Are we going live from Twitter as well? I think we are. Yes, we are. So we are going live from Twitter. We are going live from Facebook. We are going live from YouTube. So come on any platform and ask any question that you want, and or if you want to hear a Sachin story, you are welcome to ask that as well. So let me tell you my first Sachin story. Something that maybe some of you don't know. Now think, Sachin Tendulkar in Bombay is like God, right? Today also Sachin Tendulkar trend कर रहे थे. In fact अभी भी शायद कर रहे हैं. So Sachin Tendulkar 2012 आईपीएल में जब उन्होंने लास्ट आईपीएल शॉट खेला जो छक्का था, hit a six, and the moment he hit a six उनका एक आर्म में snap हुआ. Nitin Patel at that point in time was the physio of the Mumbai Indians, and Nitin rushed onto the field, told Sachin that, you know what, uh, you will be fine. Sachin told him, no, it's not seeming well. I might not be fine, and could well be that, my IPL is finished. So much so that he actually had to undergo surgery in London after some time. And he comes back to India in July, and he has to get ready for the next test series, against the West Indies, and he has to get ready for that. So he has to start training. So he calls two of his closest friends, Atul Ranade and Faisal Sharif, and they decide to cycle up the mount. I mean, anybody who knows Mumbai will know that area around Mount Mary Church. That you have to go sort of steeply up. So Sachin said, let's start with cycling. Let's start with cycling, and we will do this together. So Faisal said, I am not going. मुझे तो ये cycling वाइकलिंग नहीं करना है, मैं जाऊंगा नहीं तुम्हारे साथ, and तुम जो मर्जी कर लो. This chap, Atul Ranade, obviously is Sachin's one of Sachin's closest friends, and said that okay, fine, okay, let me. There's a question. I will take questions. Don't worry about it. But let me just finish this story first. So the point is, Sachin and Atul Ranade went up that steep incline next to Mount Mary Church, and after they went up, Sachin was sort of fast cycling, and this one Atul Ranade was going gradually, slowly, like normal people do. So at the time that Sachin had reached the top way earlier than Atul did, and once Atul reached the top, he told Sachin that, listen, और नहीं करना है, खत्म करो, एक बार हो गया है ऑलरेडी, आई एम नॉट फीलिंग. सचिन से वन मोर टाइम, एक बार और कर लेते हैं. सो दोनों ने ठीक है, एक बार और कर लेते हैं. So then they come down, and Sachin once again starts riding very fast onto the top. By the time Atul Ranade reaches the top for the second time, Sachin is nowhere to be seen. So घबरा गया कि अरे यार सचिन कहाँ गया. After a point, he's seeing Sachin flat on the road lying like this. Exactly like this. So he's like, इसको क्या हो गया? And he got really panicky. He got really panicky कि यार ये हो गया इसको. So he decided कुछ तो करे, and he sort of plucked a banana leaf and started sort of fanning Sachin, saying, भाई होश तो आ जाए, कुछ उल्टा सीधा हो जाएगा तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Come on, I mean, after about doing that for about a minute or so, Sachin sort of somehow comes and says, "I just sort of make me lie down." So Atul is very scared and tense कि इसको कुछ हो गया तो क्या होगा. So he sees an auto, a three-wheeler, an auto about 50 meters away. So he runs to that auto and says, "Jaldi aao." Now it's 6 a.m. in the morning, by the way, 6:30 a.m., 5:36 in the morning, and that auto driver is like, "What are you talking about?" So this guy says, "No, no, 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 you have to come quickly, quickly. There's an emergency." So yes, yes, yes. Shopneel, absolutely. You can do whatever you want, and Shopneel is my producer here. Yes, Shopneel, absolutely do. So Atul tells that auto driver that you must come very fast. So the auto driver brings the auto and he says, "Come on, let's hold this man together and put him in the back seat of the auto." So when they pick him up, that's when the auto driver realizes कि अरे ये तो सचिन तेंदुलकर है. And he तो freaked out saying this is Sachin Tendulkar. He said सचिन तेंदुलकर बाद में देखोगे पहले इनको लेटाओ पीछे वाला जो सीट है वहां पे इनको सुलाओ and then put some water on his face. So they splashed water all over Sachin's face. That's when Sachin finally sort of, started. He said the blood had sort of gone to his head because he was riding so fast and he was completely knocked off. So they gave the auto driver some money and thereafter sort of cycled down and that's it. So Sachin Tendulkar in Mumbai on the road, lying on the road at 5:36 in the morning with hands spread out and then someone fanning him for bringing him sort of to bring his senses back is an absolute rare occurrence. One of the most interesting and fascinating stories that Sachin had told me and Atul had told me while we were working on the autobiography. Now, let me tell you another Sachin story. Now, this time round, it will be on. Okay, there's something. Okay, Sachin stories. Let me see. So, who's sending this to me? Who's sending this? Because I will take the comment also. Okay, done. So, Shopnil, you can play whatever you want. That's absolutely no problem. But let me before I start taking the questions, let me also give a few more Sachin stories. Okay. So the next one. Now, Sachin and this I actually told Rohit Juglan the other day when Rohit, very bright young man, a young journalist, interviewed me for his show. So there you go, Sachin Tendulkar, some of his videos. Shopnil is playing. Shopnil, you can play absolutely any video you want. Uh, so रोहित जुगलान आस्क्ड मी सेइंग सर सचिन सर का एक स्टोरी बताइए. तो हम लोगों ने दोनों एक साथ रियो गए थे, द रियो ओलंपिक्स. एक साथ नहीं, सचिन ऑब्वियसली आईओसी के इनवाइट से गए थे. उनको आईओसी ने स्पेशल गेस्ट के नाते इनवाइट किया था और हम तो मीडिया कवरेज के लिए रियो गए थे. सो हम लोग जब रियो गए तो सचिन तेंदुलकर का पैर में एक चोट था. उनका एक ऑपरेशन हुआ था और उनका पैर कास्ट में था. सो हिज फुट वाज इन अ कास्ट. सो वो जब रियो पहुंचे तो मुझे याद है, तो मैंने उनको फोन करके कहा कि देखो, इंडिया में तो तुम 5 स्टार होटल छोड़ के और कहीं जा नहीं सकते हो. देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नोवेयर दैट यू कैन गो in India except in a 5 star hotel because people will mob you. Now this is one place, Brazil, where there is no chance of getting mobbed. So do something. Do something. I mean, there's no chance of you getting mobbed in Brazil. Let's go out of the hotel, walk to the nearest beach, and let's have breakfast together in the beach. Roadside shacks, those small little roadside shacks in Rio. Let's go to the beach and have breakfast there. Sachin said, बहुत अच्छा idea है, बहुत अच्छा idea है, it's a good idea. He was staying in a hotel right there and he said, but I can't walk much. I said, no, no, no problem because obviously your foot is in a cast. We'll sort of walk together and gradually, slowly. The beach is anyway next door. And by the way, this is the Baja Beach. We were talking about the Baja Beach, not the Copacabana Beach. This was the Baja Beach where he was staying and my hotel was also close by. So we go to this place, we go to this roadside shack, and Sachin said, "I want omelette sandwich. So just get me some omelette sandwich." And I said, "Okay." So in trying to go and tell the person who was running the shop that we want omelette sandwich, and the fellow doesn't understand a word of English. उनको English का एक शब्द समझ नहीं आ रहा है. वो कुछ ही नहीं समझ रहे और हर चीज जो वो सर्व कर रहे हैं बाकी कस्टमर्स को, हम लोग दोनों को दिख रहा है कि गुड टू सी यू बैक बोरिया. आई हैड नॉट डिसअपियर्ड, शुभान. Yes, an unfair deal was imposed and based on a series of untruths paraded by a cricketer. But that's past now. I mean, that you read my book, Banned a Social Media Trial, where I've documented how hard it was. But let me complete the story. But I appreciate the feedback and I appreciate your wishes, Shubhan. And thank you very much. Do watch Red Sports and subscribe to our platforms. And I will start doing lives very regularly again. Coming back to the story. So everything that that little shack was serving was meat. मटन हो या कुछ भी अदर मीट हो वो. एंड सचिन बहुत क्लियर थे कि मीट नहीं खाना है, कोई भी मीट नहीं खाना है, ऑमलेट सैंडविच खाना. ठीक है भाई. तो मैंने तो बहुत कोशिश कर लिया कि यार सचिन तेंदुलकर बोल रहे हैं ऑमलेट सैंडविच खाना है, तो जाके एक्सप्लेन करने का कोशिश किया. कुछ नहीं हुआ, वो समझे ही नहीं. तो हम लोग तब थोड़ा सोच रहे हैं कि अरे ये तो समझ नहीं रहा है, इनको पोर्चुगीज छोड़ के शायद कोई भाषा ही नहीं आता है. एक हस्ती, एक साहब थे वहां पे जो it seemed to us that he was actually making some sense of what we were talking about. And Sachin said, आप जाके इनसे पूछो कि अगर इनको थोड़ा थोड़ा इंग्लिश आता है. मैंने कहा ठीक कह रहे हो यार, इनसे जाके पूछता हूँ कि क्या चीज़ है. तो मैंने उनसे जाके कहा कि आपको इंग्लिश आता है. तो ये सेड हाँ इंग्लिश आता है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है. तो मैंने कहा नहीं, मेरा दोस्त ऑमलेट सैंडविच खाना चाहते हैं, एंड अगर आप इनको जरा बता दें कि हम लोग ऑमलेट सैंडविच चाहते हैं, कोई मीट हम लोग नहीं खाएंगे. तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ हाँ मैं बता देता हूँ. बट आफ्टर दैट हम लोग जैसे बात कर रहे थे सचिन के साथ, सो वो मुझे मेरे से पूछे कि ये आदमी है कौन. आई मीन आप लोग इसको ऑब्वियसली बहुत सी रिस्पेक्ट से बात कर रहे हो इनके साथ, ये आदमी है कौन. जब उन्होंने ये कहा कि ये आदमी है कौन, एंड मैंने कहा कि देखो आपको क्रिकेट पता है क्या, क्रिकेट. सो ही सेड नहीं नहीं मुझे क्रिकेट नहीं पता, मैं तो ब्राजील का रहने वाला हूँ, मुझे क्रिकेट नहीं पता. मैसेज भेजते रहिए, आई मीन एब्सोल्युटली मैसेज भेजते रहिए, कोई कोई इशू ही नहीं है. भेजते रहिए, आई मीन टाइम टू टाइम हम लोग पूछ भी लेंगे. So tell people what Sachin said when I told Sachin that I used to pray to his pick before going to my exams. Trisha Ghoshal. Yes, this is a good one. This is a good one from Trisha Ghoshal. I will absolutely tell people after I finish this story. So this is a beautiful one from Trisha Ghoshal. So you know, आफ्टर वी एक्सप्लेन, सो दिस गाय सेड ये आदमी है कौन. तो मैंने कहा आपको क्रिकेट पता है, क्रिकेट. सो ही सेड नहीं क्रिकेट क्रिकेट नहीं पता, बिकॉज ब्राजील क्रिकेट. सो मैंने उनसे पूछा आप फुटबॉल देखते हो, फुटबॉल. सेड क्या कह रहे हो, ब्राजील फुटबॉल. तो मैंने कहा आपको पेले पेले जानते हो, पेले. ही सेड पेले गॉड गॉड. सो आई सेड दिस मैन टू पेले, this man two Pele in India, two Pele. He said two Pele. I said yes, two Pele. He's that big. He's the greatest. He's Sachin Tendulkar, two Pele. So हम लोगों ने तो बोल दिया, वो आदमी तो एकदम चौंक गया कि अरे you know thank you so much interview with Mir. I will definitely buy the book. All the best for your book as well. Of course, appreciate it, Shomo. And there are always two sides to a story. I mean, and people who know me will know. I mean, I will never harm a cricketer, never harm a sports person. I mean, that man was lying through his teeth and lying to protect his own skin. I've not written the book from vengeance. I've not got anything against him or his family. So he, for all I care, he can do whatever. All I wish is him to have a long life and a healthy life. He doesn't matter. He lied through his teeth. I wanted to celebrate him, but let me celebrate Sachin first before I answer this. Uh, so at the end of our meal, हम लोगों ने ऑमलेट सैंडविच वगैरह तो खा लिया. वो खाने के बाद भैया, this guy, I mean, we look outside and there you go, there are 40-50 people जो एक लाइन बनाकर खड़े हो गए वो रेस्टोरेंट के सामने. तो हम लोगों ने बोला ये क्या है. तो मैं बाहर जाके उस आदमी को देख रहा हूँ, तो वो हस्ती सबको एक लाइन पे खड़ा कर रहे हैं. तो मैंने बोला आप कर क्या रहे हो. So he said, no, you said two Pele. This man is as big as two Pele. I said, yeah. He said, so I've called all my relatives from all across Rio de Janeiro to come and take photo with two Pele. I said, what? He said, ha. Two Pele has to take photos with us. I went and told Sachin, listen, there is this problem. This man has now called all his relatives from everywhere in Brazil. Now you might as well go take photos with these people. Sachin was very kind and he obliged everybody. We had coconut water together after that with some of the people who had come to take photographs. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely great morning in Brazil together. Trisha Ghoshal's story, yes, one of our many interviews where Trisha actually was producing that particular interview. Tell people, yes, tell people what Sachin said when I told Sachin I used to pray to his pick before going for exams. Now, Trisha, by the way, is our head of production, rather head of programming, and a very, very ardent Sachin fan and a dear friend of mine as well. So, what she used to do is before every exam, Trisha used to do a pranam. So she used to sort of, do a pranam to Sachin's photo and then go. Now, in one of our Sachin interviews, Trisha was backstage. So when Sachin comes, Trisha is the one who handles our Zoom and, received Sachin and received me. So she said, sir, I'm a big fan, and every exam day I used to sort of आपके फोटो में प्रणाम करके बैठ जाता था. Sachin थोड़ा चौंक गया. I mean थोड़ा slow. ये बोलता है, I can understand that you're a big fan, but tell me, for an exam, did it really work when you did pranam on my photograph rather than एग्जाम में मेरा फोटो प्रणाम करके जाके क्या तुमको कोई भी फायदा हुआ था क्या? It was hilarious. I mean, absolutely hilarious what Sachin told Trisha. And I don't think Trisha also had an answer, but she continued saying she used to do the pranam. But Sachin Tendulkar's photograph pranam for an examination, even Sachin was quite taken aback. So, and found it hilarious. Had it been to a cricket ground for a cricket trial, for a cricket commentary, for cricket coaching course, Sachin would have 100% understood. But for an examination, for a lady to do a pranam on Sachin's photograph and go and do an examination was astoundingly funny. But once again, Shovo, coming back to your point, thank you very much. Appreciate you saying that you will buy the book and read, and that's the whole point. Because the book makes it amply clear that the cricketer in this case was lying through his teeth and made, false allegations and had tampered evidence. But that's where it is. I mean, it's wrong. What he did was wrong. Siddhartha Ghosh, I'm your indirect student. I would love to be a direct student. Regarding this matter, I would like to talk to you. I have some innovative ideas which I can explain this way. Also, I would like to meet you. I've phoned you several times but didn't get response. This is my special request, sir. Absolutely, I will note your mobile number and we will reach out to you. But I don't teach these days because I have to sort of get Rev Sports going. But whatever way I can help you, and you've been very kind to me in this message and said a lot of kind words to you. So thank you very, very much for this. Appreciate you saying this. But as I said, it's difficult to say that I will teach you. But whatever way I can possibly help, and my writings and my books might help you, more than happy to try and do so. People have sent me some questions on WhatsApp also. Let me just take a couple of these questions before I continue with taking some more questions and telling you some more stories. Okay, so here you go. Okay. So one asks about the 2004 Australia series, the 241. Now this is another very, very interesting Sachin story. Sachin was not playing well in Australia at all, right? Shopning Mukherjee, Boria sir, please tell that horror story of Sachin. Would love to hear that. Yeah, sure. I mean, Gwalior 200, the day he scored his first 200 in the one days in the history of ODI cricket, the first double hundred. Let me tell the Australia's 2004 story first. Somebody had messaged me in the morning on WhatsApp, and then I will absolutely tell the horror story, Shopnil. So in Australia, what had happened was Sachin was not scoring, and so much so he had gotten out for a duck at one point in time, and Anjali was there for a test match, and sadly she did not see Sachin score. So he comes to Sydney with a decent amount of bad form. Now, not bad form. He also was getting rough umpiring decisions. So what happened was he had a chat with Ajit. Uh, he had a chat with Ajit, his brother, and said to me that his brother actually told him. His brother actually told him that you are not getting out. You are not getting out. They are not getting you out. You're throwing your wicket. So they are absolutely not getting you out, but you are throwing your wicket and just giving it, and you're not getting out to a quality delivery. So Sachin said, okay, and then his brother went on to tell him that look, you're actually getting out playing your strength, which is the cover drive. So Sachin told Ajit that this innings will be an innings of absolute resilience. I will not play the cover drive, which is my favorite shot, even once. And he said that. He said, I am not going to play the cover drive, my favorite shot, even once. Let them tempt me, let them do whatever. Okay, good. Now, that particular evening, they went to this Oriental food place in Sydney. Sachin, I think so Sachin was there, and two, three others were there. I think Zahir Khan was there, and a couple of others. I mean, Ajit Agarkar Shayad was there, and forget who else, but three, four people. Don't hold me to this. So there, four people had gone. Deep Dasgupta was also possibly there. So all of them went to that restaurant, and they identified a spot. Okay, we will sit here in this spot and order dish A, dish B, dish C, dish D. So they had the meal, they left. Next day, Sachin Tendulkar was not out on 100 plus. So he called these same folks of people and said, can we go to the same restaurant? They said, yeah, I mean, must be. Sachin has absolutely loved the food. So he's saying, let's go to the same restaurant. They said, okay, let's go. So they went to the same restaurant. Sachin sat in the same table. He sat in the same table and ordered the same food. Dish A, dish B, dish C, dish D. And they were like, okay, great. This guy must have really loved the food. Next day, 241. Can we go to the next same restaurant? And they're like, what is wrong with you? No, one more time. Same day, same restaurant, same table, same food. Dish A, dish B, dish C, dish D. Superstition? That's what it is. So Sachin Tendulkar, and then he obviously called Ajit, and they had this conversation that Brad Williams and whoever was trying to sort of, unsettle him and sort of sledge him and do all of that and saying, why are you not playing your favorite shot? Sachin just ignored. 10 hours and 36 minutes of batting, 241 not out, unbelievable. And then, India was on the verge of win and Steve Waugh's retirement test match, Anil Kumble 8 wickets, but that's what happened. Coming to Shopneel's story, I'll do this for 8 more minutes and tell you a couple more stories. So if you have any other requests and questions, you can send me on WhatsApp if you have my number, or you can just put it here. Okay, who's this? Okay, yes, please. Okay. So, okay, let me answer Shopneel's story first. So, 200 Sachin Tendulkar gets in Gwalior, and that hotel the Indian team was staying in was a relatively oldish hotel and very good, but one of those old Haveli type hotels. And Sachin Tendulkar's room was in extreme one corner of that particular floor. And what happened there was Sachin was given a very nice room and a single room and one corner and big room, huge room. And he tells me the curtains were flirting, sort of like the curtains were moving like this, and it was like that. So Sachin goes to the room after scoring 200 and he's like, that's 20 साल बाद में जैसे ना curtains are floating around, and he said, I could not sleep. He kept the light on. He called the Indian team's physio, Monsieur at that point in time, Manekaka, and said, can you please come and sleep in my room? So Manekaka had to be called over because this guy was scared. And then all night he kept the light on. He did not switch the light off because the wind was making a very strange kind of sound with the curtains, and Sachin was not at ease. So he called Mane Kaka, and they sort of asked Mane Kaka to be in his room. And all night he actually responded to the messages of congratulations that he had received after scoring that double hundred. But he says if he would have been given a small room, perhaps that would have been better. Now this one is a very interesting story. Sachin's 100th 100. Onunna Shorkar. Now that you have gone, not that you have gone anywhere, but still welcome back. Sachin Tendulkar was the reason I started watching cricket. My favorite Sachin innings was in Sharjah. If you could please relive it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Onunna. Thank you for asking. Sachin Tendulkar in Sharjah, 100 and that desert storm innings. Actually, both the match where he sort of the Australia match where he got India to the final, and then the final. Let me tell you the final. So when he actually played the final, I mean, he was tired. His body was the turnaround time was very little. His body was dead tired, and he tells me that the heat was such that when they sort of were pressing the shoes, water was coming out. There was that much of sweat, that so much of fluid had come out that his shoe had literally sort of this level of water had accumulated because of the intense heat. So Sachin Tendulkar on the day of the final was not at his best. In fact, if you see the first 5 overs, India got 12 without loss, and Sachin was not connecting the ball at all. And if you go and ask him, he will tell the same, that I wasn't connecting the ball. And then all of a sudden, the sixth over, he actually threw caution to the winds and advanced down the track to Michael Kasparowicz, hit him for two sixes, and everything came back. And thereafter, obviously, it's history the way he toyed with the Australian attack, but that really happened in Sharjah during the Desert Storm match, rather the next match, which is the final, that Sachin Tendulkar was not in his best, was playing very streakily, got an inside edge, went for a four, and that kind of thing happened. But thereafter, those he sort of darted down the track to Michael Kasparowicz, hit him for a couple of sixes, and everything became good again. As far as the Desert Storm match is concerned, when the storm came, he was hiding behind Adam Gilchrist. And not only that, he thought, oh, Gilchrist is quite big built. If the storm comes and blows anywhere, I will hold on to Gilchrist. And when the innings actually resumed, this is the only time Sachin Tendulkar has screamed at VVS Lakshman. If you go and ask Sachin Tendulkar today, that Sachin and Lakshman are great friends, and Lakshman is a fantastic guy. But if you go and ask Sachin Tendulkar today that, did you scream at VVS Lakshman? Sachin will tell you that he actually did. Because on that particular night, VVS Lakshman did not want to take a double two. And Sachin wanted the strike continuously. And he actually screamed at Lakshman, venting out, saying, why are you not running for the two? And after a point, he was determined that he was actually going for the win. So make no mistake, that's what happened. And even during the Desert Storm innings, at that point in time, he was the sponsors approached him and they wanted to give him a cash award. They wanted to give him a 20,000, did he say dollars or pounds, something like that, $20,000 cash award. But Sachin Tendulkar, being Sachin Tendulkar, said, listen, if you give me a cash award, I'll divide it between every team member. That's how I am, and that's what I will do. In fact, that is why the organizers eventually gave him an Opel Astra car and not the cash award, because they knew that if they did give him the cash award, he would actually divide it among the entire team. So that's Sachin Tendulkar. 2 more minutes to go. I said I will do this for 30 odd minutes. I've been sort of non-stop working since yesterday after the launch of Band. And by the way, from tomorrow, I'm saying this on air. Anyone has a question on Band, I will take those questions also. Anybody wants to come and ask me any hard question you think, why did I send this? Why did I speak to the cricketer? What the cricketer was telling me? Anything you want to ask, you are more than welcome to come and ask me directly on the show. No question will be tampered with. I am not in the habit of tampering with messages like the cricketer is. No question will be tampered with. Questions will be taken straight up, and every question will be answered. So I can absolutely tell you that. So every day I will now start to do these lives, and hopefully I'll have some time to come and meet you all every day and take some questions. My final Sachin story, has to be one of celebration, right? It is his birthday today. I had the opportunity of hosting his 40th birthday party in Calcutta, but this is special, the 50th. Of course, I was serving a ban. I could not contact any current cricketer. We had put together this book, Sachin at 50, with 50 or more of India's best, whether it is Mr. Bachchan, whether it is Rohit Sharma, Ravi Ashwin, Saurav Ganguly, you name them. Lataji had earlier written when she was alive. We were lucky to be able to use that. We put together a book. Subroto Banerjee, thanks for doing this. I was wondering if you could also talk about Brett Lee's delivery. Hit Sachin. It looked pretty scary. How did Sachin? That's actually a really good story, Subroto Banerjee. I will tell you that story for sure. And Sachin fondly tells us that story about that Brett Lee delivery. So let me finish the book first. So we did Sachin at 50, and Kushan Sarkar, Oroni Basu, Trisha Ghoshal, and Devashish Sen. Four of them worked with me on that book. They did the cricketing interviews while I did the non-cricket interviews, and we put together Sachin at 50, which is a fabulous book. Just read it. I mean, last year it was one of the most gifted books. Was in the Amazon bestseller list for about 3-4 months. So what happened was I called Sachin and I said, listen, it's your birthday and we've done this Sachin at 50. What do I do? One needs to come and give this to you. So he said, come. So I said, he said, yeah, but come. Sanction, what has that got to do with me? You've done a book for me for my birthday. So I went to his house, and Sachin was there, and Anjali was there, and they formally released the book. Uh, they formally released the book, and that's how we got going. They formally released the book, and Sachin at 50 saw light of day, and we spent a good 2 hours chatting cricket at Sachin's house, and then left. It was a fabulous meeting. My friend Oranjoy Bose from Protidin was there with me, so both of us went together, and we then had lunch, some excellent Chinese in Mumbai, and then came back to Calcutta. So that's Sachin Tendulkar, and the Brett Lee delivery. The Brett Lee delivery is quite interesting. Shuv Oyon, Shubhayon, Shuv whatever. Welcome back, Dada. Best of luck. Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you very, very much. I mean, feels good. Feels good to come and talk to you all and tell you some stories. Now, the Brett Lee delivery, uh, when he bowled and Sachin got really badly hurt. But if you see, and Sachin says when Brett Lee actually walked up to him to say sorry, Sachin did not flinch. Sachin did not even flinch because he did not want to give the bowler even an inkling that he had been hurt. Because he said, if the bowler gets the idea, the inkling that I've been hurt, sort of he will think I'm vulnerable. And he was ready that whatever he does, the next ball will be hammered. And the next ball, back to the bowler drive so hard that even before Brett Lee could bend down, the ball was there at the fence. That's Sachin Tendulkar. What an incredible man, an incredible player, and an incredible champion. Her final story: we went to this disability clinic. He went to this clinic in Chennai, and the teacher, there was one boy with cerebral palsy, and the teacher actually told Sachin that, oh, listen, this young kid is one of your biggest fans. Now, Sachin, in that moment of emotionalism, told the boy that if you play cricket with me, अगर आप मेरे साथ क्रिकेट खेलते हो तो मैं तुम्हें मेरा एक बैट दे दूंगा. जो सचिन को जानते हैं वो जानते हैं कि सचिन बैट देने वाला आदमी तो है नहीं. सो वो बोलने के बाद एक बैट और दो टेनिस बॉल बाहर लाया गया. एंड बिलीव मी, मैं एग्जैजरेट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, सचिन के बर्थडे में तो हरगिज नहीं. वो दैट यंग बॉय, for the only time in his life, stood up and played 2 balls of tennis ball cricket with Tendulkar. मैं सचिन को हमेशा कहता हूँ कि तुम्हारा 35,000 रन, 100 आपने जो किया है वो तो माइलस्टोन है, छोड़ दीजिए, कोई नहीं कर पाएगा. सो all of this on one side, but the way you have impacted lives for the better and changed society defines Sachin Tendulkar for us. And all I will say on behalf of Team Rev Sports on his birthday is, legend, master, brother, have a very, very happy birthday. Ornav Das, Boria, was, is, and will always be there. If somebody wrongs you, Ornav, you're very kind. I know you have always wished me well. There are people who have wished me well. To them, my deepest, deepest gratitude. So Sachin, wish you the very, very best. A very happy birthday to you and Anjali. A great, great celebration, and to the family. Stay healthy, stay happy. To all our viewers, all the very, very best. By the way, do read Band because it was hard. It was hard on me. It was hard on my wife, who was called names and a prostitute and a lot of that nonsense. My mother, whose health deteriorated for the worse. My sister, my little daughter Aisha, who was abused also and called literally different names. Read the book as to how a social media trial can challenge you, and read. And after that, all the four counts: did I bully? Did I intimidate? Did I threaten? You guys will have your answer. If you think after you read the book that I was a bully, I was threatening, I was trying to intimidate, I'm fine. But read the book and come and tell me, because you will understand that truth eventually is revealed. And in this case, that's what we've done for Banned a Social Media Trial. Sachin Tendulkar, happy birthday once again. And that brings me, Shubroto Banerjee, thanks for addressing the question. Thanks for Sachin at 50. I loved reading it, and I've gifted it to my friends, colleagues, and students. Beholden, in this country, books are being read less and less. There are people like you who still sort of back us all up as authors. Shubroto, kindly read Band. My earnest request: read Band and make up your mind as to whether Boria Majumdar stands for helping a cricketer, which is what he did, or did he actually try to bully or threaten? That's where this show comes to an end. Enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't know if I will, but I did. 35 minutes speaking to you. Shobdil, you can now end the show. Thank you very much.